Let's talk about adding a little bit more aggression and attack to electric guitars, especially when they're fed into an amp sim. So in this video, we're going to dive into a strategy that you can use to try to bring back a little bit more life, a little bit more vibe out of your DI track so that after you run it through your amp sim, it sounds powerful, and this simple trick is something anybody can do. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? My name is Bobby Balo, and I'm the mixing and mastering engineer at Raytown Productions. This channel is dedicated to helping you make better sounding music out of your home studio. As a thank you for spending your time with me today, I have a free gift for you. In the description is a link to download my favorite free mixing and mastering plugins guide. So if you need some plugins to inspire some creativity, or you just want to try something new, go and check out that guide because I have links to all of my favorites in there. I think you're going to find that super valuable. So this session is by a band called Every Hour Kills. This song is called Reawaken. My good friend Alan Loskow did almost all of the production work on this. So if you like what you hear, I'll have a link in the description to go check out this band. And then also, you can download all of the multi-tracks for this session and check them out in your DAW. There are way more tracks than I'm showing here. These are just the stems. I think there's like 60 or 80 tracks, but it's great to have those so that you can see what a modern production looks like if you want to get your songs sounding professional. So let me just play a little sample of what the song sounds like, and then we'll dive into how we can make guitars sound a little bit more edgy, even though they're DIs feeding into an amp sim. Here we go. Let's check out the chorus. Sounds awesome. Love this track. I'm wishing the guitars had a little bit more aggression to them. Something I've been experimenting with recently is using a transient enhancer to add a little bit more bite to those distorted guitars. Okay, so these are DI tracks. Let me just play them back. Sounds like this. Okay, I reamped them with an awesome amp sim that I'm in love with, which is Bogren Digital's Rev C. This thing sounds awesome, and it has one knob, and it just works. So this is what the guitar tone sounds like. Cool, so it sounds pretty massive. So now let's play with the transient enhancer to give these guitars a little bit more vibe. I'm using this plugin by Waves called Smack Attack. I think it was designed for drums. Turns out it can sound awesome on a guitar DI before and after an amp sim. So let me show you how I go about dialing in settings that'll make these guitars really pop. Just a very quick run through of this plugin. We have the ability to adjust the attack and the sustain of whatever we're feeding it. Okay, so in this case, we're going to want to focus on the attack portion. They have a sensitivity knob that basically tells it when to increase the attack. Same with an independent sensitivity knob for the sustain portion. I'm just going to open these all the way up to 0. Set this to 0 as well. You have different envelope shapes. So depending on how you want the attack to be enhanced, you can have it stay louder for longer using this type of shape. Or if you just want to make it pokey and more textured, you can use something like this. And I find that for electric guitar sounds pretty cool. It also lets you set up some sort of guard so that you're not going over 0 and clipping, because this plugin has a tendency of increasing the level overall. But we'll just compensate by changing the output level. And then here's a dry wet knob. These sliders are the duration, so how long do you want that increase in the attack to last? And this is going to be the key to making these guitars sound aggressive, okay? So let's turn this plugin on, and I'm just going to play the guitars. I want you to listen to what happens as I turn this attack up, and you'll see that the guitars start having a little bit more aggression right at the down pick of all the notes. If I turn it off. To me, it's pretty obvious, but let's exaggerate this effect even more. So let me turn down well, we'll keep the attack up to like 80. Why not, right? It's YouTube. We can go overboard. All right, listen to the aggression as I push this duration slider to the right. Bypass. What I find that when you put smack attack before an amp sim is that you get more of a change in the gain structure on those initial transients. So it sounds a little bit more like thick and angry, okay? Now, what we can do, if that's not enough aggression, if we literally want it to be like smack yourself in the face aggression, something like you have a huge breakdown and you just want it to be really, really, really powerful, you can actually put smack attack after the amp sim. Now what we're going to get is a consistent gain structuring of the guitar tone, but we're going to get an increase in volume on the downstrokes, okay? So this is going to simulate like a guitar player really slamming into those strings. So let me set this back to 0 so you can hear how it enhances the volume now instead of the gain structure. So listen as I turn this up to that initial attack of the guitar. Pretty wild, right? We're gaining a lot of level, so let's back this down so we're not tricking ourselves into thinking that this sounds better. Okay, I think I have it dialed in pretty well so that it's gain matched. Now I'm just gonna play it. Right, you can feel it. It just feels like the guitar player's really slamming in those strings. Now let's listen to what happens as we increase the duration, and this is going to make it even more aggressive. Here we go. So right around 50 milliseconds, I find is like a sweet spot for adding a lot of aggression there without it sounding distracting, okay? So let's go back to the song and hear what it sounds like in context of the music. Here we go. So question for you, do you use any sort of transient enhancers to help make your guitars come more alive? Let me know in the comments. And if so, what plugins are you using to do that? Sometimes you find magic when you take a plugin and use it for a totally different purpose, just like I showed in this video. So if you want to check out Smack Attack, I have a link to that in the description as well as the multi-tracks for this session. Don't forget that in the description, I also have a link to download my favorite free mixing and mastering plugins guide. So if that's interesting to you, you can grab a copy of that as well. If you thought this video was helpful, be sure to hit the thumbs up button because that lets YouTube know that it should probably show this to more people. And another thing you could do that I'd really appreciate is if you would share this video or one of my other videos with your friends or post it to groups on social networks like Facebook or Reddit. Just helps get the word out, get people excited about making music, and maybe help some people. So with that, I want to thank you so much for your time and attention today. My name is Bobby Balo, and I hope to see you in another video.